Getting students to talk, like really talk and open up, can be one of the most difficult things for you as a youth pastor, youth leader to do. And as a parent for that matter. Hey, my name is Eric with a K, and I'm the host of the Practical Youth Ministry Tips podcast. And today I want to talk about helping you to get students to open up. And if you stick around to the very end of the video, I've got a really great free gift I want to give to you. So I want to look at 3 strategies I think that will help you to have conversations with students that are more than just one-word answers. The first thing I want to talk about is open-ended questions. And what I mean by that is questions that almost always require more than a one-word answer. When I was growing up, my mom would ask me, "Hey, how was school?" And I go, "Fine." "How was band?" "Good." "How was soccer?" "Great."
Fine. Good.
Like I could answer all of those with one-word answers. I could even answer with a grunt, right? And a lot of times I think we employ that same strategy or same tactic, if you will, with our students in our youth ministry. "Hey, how was your week?" "It was good." How was Saturday?" Let's be more specific. "How was Saturday?" "It was fine." "What'd you do?" "Nothing."
What did you do, Ralph? Nothing.
If we use open-ended questions, we can kind of force some more depth to a question that you want an answer to. So for instance, instead of saying, "How was your day?" ask, "What was the best part of your day?"
Duke, this is the best part of the day.
One of the things I love to do, especially when I get into small groups, is, and I grab this, I'm sure this has been used lots of places, but I volunteer with Wildlife as part of what I do, and which is the middle school version of Young Life. And my friend Santi loved to do this. And so we would do high, low, buffalo. And what that was what was the high point of this past week? Just think about the past week. What was something that really stood out that you really enjoyed? Something that got you excited or you were encouraged by or whatever.
"I really enjoyed your sermon."
And then low would be the opposite. What was something difficult in your life this past week? What was something that you struggled with?
It was hard.
Now, there needs to be some trust there, right, for that to happen. But I find doing the high, low, and the buffalo in that order is actually really good. When they say something good, all right, well, so what was your low? Then the buffalo is give me something random, something totally that it has nothing to do with anything. Just give me something random. And it could be, I like tree frogs. Or I went on a 3-mile walk yesterday with my cat.
Okay, well, that's random.
Random, right? So it could be anything. So high, low, buffalo, those are open-ended questions. When my kids come home and we sit at the dinner table, we go around the dinner table and this is the question I ask. And I choose one person. "Hey, what was the best part of your day?" You can do this with your small group as well. You choose one person. "What was the best part of your day?" And then they share the best part of their day. And then they have to choose the next person who's going to go. And they ask them, "What was the best part of your day?" And it goes around till everybody's answered. And that gets conversation going. They're open-ended questions. And again, I've got a free gift I want to give to you at the end of the video. So stick around for some really great open-ended questions inside of that gift. The second thing I'd say is create a safe environment. Your students are more likely to open up when they feel like the space that they're in is safe and that they're going to be welcomed and not judged for what they say. They want to feel respected, right? Just like all of us want to feel respected. So in conversation, you want to feel respected. That helps to foster a safe environment. You want to maintain confidentiality in that kind of setting when a student opens up. Now, I'll say a little caveat with that. I always say if somebody says, "Please promise me you won't say anything," I never promise I won't say anything. I say, this is how I respond to that. I promise you that you can trust me with wisdom to do the right thing with whatever information you give me. So if someone's hurting you, you're hurting yourself or you're hurting someone else, there has to be a conversation follow up with parents or whatever. But I want it to be a safe place where they feel like, you know what, I'm going to share something and it's not going to go everywhere. You're not going to blab to everybody. That's the safe environment. You want to make sure that you're really actively listening, using your eyes and your ears and your mind and your body language.
Use your body words. Where?
You don't want to kind of dart all over as they're talking and see what's going on behind them and what time is it, pull out your phone. You want to validate their feelings. And if you're looking around, they feel like that immediately shuts down the vulnerability moment that they have, and they're not going to feel safe. So we want to create a safe place for our students. Remember, the goal is to make every single one of your students feel valued and connected and comfortable. When they feel valued, connected, and comfortable, they're going to open up. It's just going to happen naturally. And the final thing is use follow-up questions effectively. When a student opens up and says, you ask them the high-low buffalo, maybe they share like they went to, we have a country music festival here called Stagecoach, pretty big, 80,000 people show up for it. Maybe they went to Stagecoach, and so they say their high was going to Stagecoach this week. Follow-up question would be, what in particular did you like about Stagecoach? What artist did you really like? What was it about that got you super excited? You start asking follow-up questions. You get a little deeper into what's going on instead of, oh, it was Stagecoach. Maybe a student shares a low was school this week. So follow up. Maybe you ask, what was it about school that felt like a low for you? Don't let them get off with just being able to say, well, all of it. Well, there was one class that I am not doing well. What class is that? Find out more about that. It opens up an opportunity for maybe you're really good at that subject and you can help them with that. Or you can, I really think the low and the high for that matter are opportunities for us to be able to start praying for our students specifically in those areas. The lows are often can become places where a student kind of goes, this is my struggle area. But if we use follow-up questions, that's really going to help you to get deeper into the core of what's going on. And maybe it's not so much the class, but they're having a conflict with somebody that's in that class. I sit next to Benjamin, and Benjamin is constantly saying stuff. And honestly, he says stuff and I tell him to stop. And then the teacher looks up seeing me say stop. And then I got in trouble and I got detention as a result. And it was all because Benjamin wouldn't stop saying stuff. Okay, so what happened at home from that? Well, I got in trouble with my parents. Or maybe they say, I got in trouble at home as a result. And maybe a follow-up question might be, well, how did that conversation go, knowing that all you were trying to do was to get this kid to stop talking because you're trying to focus in your class, and now your parents are mad because you got detention? Well, they didn't listen to me. Again, you keep digging in. Do you feel like this is a regular thing, or are you surprised that your parents didn't listen to you? No, they never listened to me.
Nobody listens to me.
So now you're getting somewhere where there may be an opportunity to do some intervention or some conversation, maybe meeting with the parents, right? Helping that student to understand how to have better conversations with their parents or with their teachers, and giving them some tools in how to communicate effectively with different people, whatever the situation is. So asking follow-up questions, I think, are so critical because it gets past the surface level of whatever answer they may give. Because usually when a student, even if they're answering an open-ended question and they feel safe, often they're just going to kind of give you that surface level. So always employ follow-up questions. Okay, I want to give you a free tool, free gift that I've created, and it's 100 questions. And here's how I use this. Okay, I go around particularly when I have a small group. I go around the small group and I have them share their name, something interesting about themselves, and then the number 1 through 100. They can choose any number. And whatever number they choose, I'll read that question off of my list, and they have to answer that. If they don't like the question, they feel uncomfortable with it, whatever, that's fine. They get one pass. And I tell them that ahead of time. You get one pass, so they can choose another number. If they don't like that one, they have to choose one of the two. And the questions are they're broad range, like surfacey, like what if you were going to be a cartoon character that felt you, what cartoon character would that be? To more deeper questions like, when was the last time you cried and why? Some biblical questions in there. What's your favorite Bible book in the Bible or Bible verse? Those kind of questions. I want to give you that. There's a link in the description below for a free download of that PDF as well as a Word and Pages document. I'll give that to you so that you can go in and edit your own. What I do is I'll use that same list for like a month or so, and then I'll start changing out a few questions here and there, especially as they start to kind of grasp onto a question that they really like. And I'm like, and I also, the other rule I do is you can't choose the same number somebody else in your group has chosen. So those I really believe are going to help you to have conversations that are beyond the surface. And I think that is going to be so critical for you to dive in, especially with discipling your students, taking them from where they're at on their spiritual journey to the next step on their faith journey so that they can become that fully devoted follower of Christ that you're dreaming and praying for all of your students, right? So use these tactics. I pray and hope that they are going to encourage you. If this has been helpful, would you click the share button and pass it to somebody else? Just share this video with somebody that you think this was good information. I'd love for somebody else to know. And if you've got something that you would add to this, would you drop it into the comments section below? Like, what would you add to help this conversation? Some tactic or trick or tip that you have that would be helpful for all of us. I'd love to see what that is. And until next time, we'll see you, or you'll see me. All right? See you.